So there are so many priorities right now for any founders of organizations. And the first one is to ensure, as an SME, especially if you are in the passion space or the creative space, you need to register your business. You need to register your business. And if there's any tax requirement, you need to also make sure you pay your taxes. The other thing is to make sure that there's stability and safety for your people and they're staying physically protected, especially during this time of a crisis. Keep them connected and do any coaching or mentorship that you need for them, and try and future-proof your business and your workforce for any layoffs or any job elimination. The other thing is, when you're hiring people into your creative business, instead of bringing people with just a T shape whereby they have depth in going in, we have to look at bringing the multiple skills. First of all, at the top, you need them to be very creative because you're a creative business. So you want a Z-shaped skill staff. So at the very top, they have to be creative in their thinking, creative, even whether they're working in finance, whether they're working in operations, whether they are working in the actual technical element of your design business or your creative business, they need to be creative. Then digital literacy to survive this COVID season is very, very important. So business and digital literacy is very key. And then at the very bottom, everybody, every member of staff needs to have collaboration, critical thinking, change management, communication skills, and cultural fluency. The other thing, in terms of ensuring that you have some digital skills as well, is not only collaboration, but also ensuring that you have instant messaging tools, you have productivity tools. Even something like a to-do list is very important for your business as a creative, so that you're not mixing up clients, you're not mixing up appointments, or even delivery of goods or services. And then things like document management is very important, especially use the cloud so that you can have access to your, maybe it's your gallery of your creative arts, or even if it's music or whatever. It's important to be able to manage these things using a cloud service like Google Drive or OneDrive or Microsoft OneDrive. And then sometimes having an e-signature is important for you to append to documents that you're using, and also some high-speed internet so that you can actually share. I know there's interior designers who told me they have a gallery with 120 pictures, and sometimes when the client wants to see some of the work that they've done, it's not only difficult to even open up their gallery, but very difficult to send it through. So the high-speed internet will help you in this situation. Also, sometimes when we are in the creative business, we don't realize that we just work with our passion, but it's very easy to become passionately poor. Therefore, it is important that you not only love what you do, but that you are good and talented in that thing that you do, but also that you have looked at whether it pays well or does not pay well, because becoming passionately poor is where you've only mixed your talent and your passion, but you have not looked at the pricing strategy. So I want to give you this example. If you want to make 50,000 a month, are you willing to sell 1,000 products at 50 bob, or are you willing to sell 50 products at 1,000 bob? When you do that calculation, and when you look at it from a realistic angle, maybe you are a clay or a potter and you make 50 pots. That is the maximum you can make in a month. How much would you need the pots to be for you to make 100,000 or you to make 50,000? That's the kind of calculation you need to have. It's not a matter of volume. It's not a matter if you're a music film producer. Are you going to film 1,000 films in a month? Is that realistic? Or are you going to film one amazing film and then see how much you can charge or make as a profit from it? So doing financial calculations is not just about money and finances. It's also about how you position yourself in your market. If you're a clothes designer, which part of the market are you selling to? Are you selling the cheapest clothes, or are you selling the most excellent designs? That will help you with your day-to-day thinking, and also with how you market and position and the kind of actions. Please do not undervalue your product or your service. Many times, a lot of things are designed or thought about here in Africa, but then when somebody goes to transform it into value, they can make millions. It is a mindset issue, more to do with confidence and self-esteem than the financial ability. So if you don't value yourself, then who will? Remember, the price of your product always tells a story and sets the expectation for the customer. So are you going to be the one who makes the million or the one who makes just a few shillings? One of the key tips in terms of financial success is to write down for yourself, what salary do you need to earn in the next 12 months? And so if you want to earn maybe $1 million this year, or you want to earn 2 million this year, what does that break down into months? How does that break down into weeks? How does that break down into days and then to hours? What turnover do you need to get to pay yourself that salary? And then once we minus your salary, we need to minus the tax for the business and any other business costs, like the costs of materials, the costs of lighting, the costs of your studio, things like that. There are certain skills that as creatives would hate to actually engage in, and some of them is doing repetitive work. A creative does not cope well with repetitive routine work, but when you are running your business, you need to be doing your financials, you need to be doing your bookkeeping, you need to be talking to customers, you need to be analyzing the customer journey. Those are things that require day in, day out interactions. And sometimes higher creativity will obviously clash with the vast majority of office environment types of tasks. So why do creatives struggle when leading a business? If you're the one who owns the business and you're supposed to lead a team within the business, this is because in order to access the deepest levels of creativity, a leader or a CEO of a creative business must relax many of the executive functions that are often required in that business. Sometimes you feel like you need to step in to help a client or to perfect some work that your people have been doing and things like that. Ideas don't make you rich. The correct execution of an idea actually is what will make you rich. And therefore, it is important as a creative for us to always take our idea into execution, package it with a strategy and an execution plan. Otherwise, being creative and just having ideas will not really get you there. So I'd like to introduce you to something called the business model canvas. And this can help you as a creative business owner to actually start formalizing your business a bit more and converting it into a business from just a hobby or just from a passion. The first thing you need to do is to print out this canvas, blow it up if possible into a A3 paper, and then start just writing in. When it comes to your business, write in your key partners. And what are key partners? These are the key suppliers to your business. These are the key resources the company receives from these suppliers. What key activities are performed by such partners, and think about why your company works with these partners and what motivates the partners to stay behind you. Then the other thing you want to look at is any key activities or specific activities that are necessary for you to deliver your value proposition. So for example, if you're going to serve tea, you know that having a tea bag is not enough. You need to partner with people who produce sugar, people who produce hot water, and obviously cups, because that's the only way you can deliver value to the customer. So same for your creative business. What is your key activity that you need to do for you to be able to deliver value? Let's look at the revenue streams as well. How will you distribute through the channels, or what types of customer relationships do you need? Do you need some very niche resources? You understand? Do you need to streamline to keep your costs and prices low? So what key activities can you do so that you can make your product accessible, affordable, and actually be able to be delivered to the customer? What are the value propositions? Identify the core value to the company that you provide to the customers. What exactly are you trying to get to your customer? What are you giving them? What problem is your creative company solving in this market? And to each customer segment, what is the specific thing that you actually need to do to help? So those are the kinds of things that you need to be asking yourself. Then you need to observe the customer relationships and even name them. What type of relationship do you have with your customer? What kinds of relationship do you have with each of those customer segments as well? Do you communicate frequently with them? And how much support does your company provide to these customers? How do you deliver your value proposition to each of those customers in terms of marketing and communication channels? And which customer segments do you know and which are the most important? You might have several segments that you deliver to, but there are those core and very important customers that you need. Then you need to look at your cost structures and revenue streams. So what are their key activities and key resources, and how do they contribute to the cost structure? How do your costs relate to your revenue streams, and are you properly utilizing any economies of scale? Maybe you can buy things in bulk or whatever and get it at a cheaper price. How many of your costs are fixed and which ones are variable? Those are the kinds of things that you need to look at. But no matter what happens, you need to ensure that you are not suffering from the creative's air sandwich. You need to work on your business. You need to plan and strategize and prioritize. You need to learn how to stay on track, and you need to ensure that there is no big difference between the big picture vision and strategy and the reality of your day-to-day work in terms of linking up whatever it is that you do.